Hello, this is Nathanbobathan. Quite sadly, I actually tried to play this game on Thursday, and when I did so, it didn't work out so well. I played it, and I thought that I had a pretty good stream, but then the video didn't save, so I figured, you know, maybe I should play it again, so that I can be a completionist and have the whole thing on YouTube. So that's what I'm gonna do. So this is Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templar, the director's cut. Starting from the very beginning.
City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say. I used to say it too. But ever since that day, the day of the murder, I have always associated my beloved Paris with death.
No, death. Why have you come for me, death? I'm trying to play this computer game. And look at this gargoyle through a fishbowl. Not sure what that was all about. I don't know if you heard a sound, but I did. It sounded a bit like a car horn. But maybe that was only on my end. Who knows?
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Hello, editor. How's it going?
Get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt.
It's a cutthroat business of journalism.
King, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down from royalty. Whoa, I hate mimes, but unless you humor them, they don't go away.
Better humor the mime. There we go. Gonna just walk through this doorway here.
The palace of the Media King and the Ice Queen. I pressed the doorbell and set in motion a chain of events which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up, we're on the first floor.
Oh no, someone has a ladder. The most sinister of weapons.
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm sure.
The Ice Queen was certainly living up to her reputation.
A very precise tool.
Will you be staying for the interview?
Mademoiselle,
cuts through glass
I know little
instantaneously.
of my husband's business affairs, and I care even less. I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty? You're too kind, madame.
Oh no.
The talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I do not flatter you idly. I was a friend of your father. He was a great man.
My father? He never mentioned.
He and I were very close. And then his death. So tragic. I must... Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose. Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
Those damn cats. Always breaking Ming vases.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Perhaps it's the rest of the world getting older, madame.
Oh, sick burn.
That was no cat.
My God,
What?
It's the
Monsieur
mime.
Cachon!
Don't get close to the mime. The mime's gonna punch you in the face. Well, that escalated quickly.
He's dead. I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
It seems fairly likely that the
No
mime
wonder
did
they
kill
called
him.
her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the most important men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my own investigation?
Well,
It was a no-brainer.
I would wait for the cops, but this being an adventure game, I don't think we have much choice. Alright, blah blah blah. Yes, I've played a video game before. Don't need to read your, Is there any way to... No, there's no subtitles. Shoot. Full screen, augmented, original. Okay, whatever. Okay. So let's take a look at the body here.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him. The costume killer, at least that's what I'd called him.
There's some kind of hair clip here.
It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact. It
Ah,
must have fallen
it does
when
have
I was knocked
subtitles.
down.
Just not during the cutscenes, I guess. So what's this? What's with your head?
I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
Bah! Tampering with the body?
I opened his eyes. Best to leave the crime scene as I found it.
Smart move.
Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm
Nah.
okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend. In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was no going back now.
Right? How about your wound here?
Carchon had been shot.
That is true. Anything else on your person? Doesn't look like it. What else?
A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
Humble enough to keep a bust of himself in his living room or study. Aha.
A small round piece of glass had been cut out
Someone
of the
cut
pane.
the glass.
This was a professional job.
Indeed. He has one of those instantaneous glass cutters.
I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned, but I like to keep my DNA to myself. The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket, and took it with him.
Alright. Let's check out the bookshelf.
The bookcase was filled with obscure first editions.
Obscure first editions. Is there anything else to check out in here? How about this bust?
Pierre Carchon again. His eyes seemed to follow me around the room.
Well, his eyes aren't doing much now. Let's leave.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them.
Clues to the murder. How about this thing?
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
If I can pick it up and it's an adventure game, then yes, it will be useful. How about
Even
this?
my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
How about a paperclip? Well, yeah. I get it. Aha!
Ah, Nico, you are just so damn good at this stuff.
I know, I know.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat. Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
She had it coming. Alright. Can I close this up? Apparently not. Alright, well. Oh. That's how that's done.
A magnificent antique table.
Can I look at the items?
The cloth was embroidered with an unusual symbol. A key. Maybe a safe key. It was a boat ticket stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. When I was a little girl, Papa used to take me on the Bateau Mouche as a treat. It was one of my hair clips. My favorite, in fact.
Alright. What is this?
Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that. It was a tube of acrylic paint. French ultramarine.
That might be useful.
Just the color I was after for my bathroom.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Young lady, what are you doing?
Oh, this paint.
Just help myself
It's
to some
my
of your
favorite
paint here.
color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
Well, thank you. Maybe I should talk to the grieving widow here. Hey, grieving widow.
Excuse me, madame.
Yes?
Tell me about your husband.
I am so sorry for your loss, madame.
No, you're not. You're a journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Your husband.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way.
How about this guy?
How did your husband know my father?
My father.
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard.
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half
Most of
the
them
husbands in
mimes.
Paris for a start. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
This is good. No.
I certainly don't let it get in the way of a good story.
I admire your loyalty to your profession.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
If you want to find out who killed your husband, then you let me do the job, not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Because I have these horns.
Because you have no choice. The police will take weeks, in which time your own life may be in danger.
What?
Believe me, this killer has struck before, and he will strike again. Who is to know that you are not next on his list?
I don't know.
I'm basically
All I
threatening
need is a
her.
few more minutes to look around before the police come.
I think perhaps you do have a moral sense. Of sorts. You're not a very good liar, Nico Collard. And I share your low opinion of the police. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
All right.
I promise you won't regret this.
Well, if Bluebeard taught me anything, I will open this door and there'll be a bunch of dead bodies in here. No, probably not. That's the key. Put it in the door.
Now we were getting somewhere.
All right.
I didn't need the lights on. It was light enough already.
Fine. How about this painting? Do you need this?
The painting showed the Cachons together.
Ah,
In love.
pointing
As the
their
poet
guns
said, the past is a different
at that
country.
dog's head.
Or did I read that in a fortune cookie?
There's something important on here, probably. Oh, wait a minute. There had to have been some purpose to this. Ah, there is.
The painting was attached firmly to the wall. The painting was attached firmly.
Bach!
Aha! There was a small button hidden in the picture frame.
There we go.
There was the very faintest of clicks.
So now what? Ah, there's a safe.
Behind the picture was a safe.
Well, I do have this safe key. Congratulations, What Wizard? You are viewer number 500.
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange symbols on its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made up. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink?
Maybe
And what could I print on?
ink.
Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the artifact, and Cachon was past carrying.
Aha! As long as someone's dead, you can take as much as you want from them. What Wizard says, is this the remastered version or the original? This is the director's cut, which has, I think, some new material from what the original had. But having not played the original, I don't know what that new content is.
Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been placed with mathematical precision.
Alright, so...
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank.
Well, I need to get a print of this.
The blotter was flat already. Rolling the cylinder across it would achieve nothing.
How about if I put this on it?
No.
Okay. Well, clearly the ink is supposed to go in here.
I'd spread blue paint over the bottom of the tray. It was ruined. I was a very bad girl, but also quite a clever one.
I guess. So then we can just roll this.
I rolled the artifact in the paint until it was completely coated.
And then... what?
No.
And then...
No.
and then...
I wouldn't be able to print straight onto the cloth. I needed something flat to print onto.
Right, so...
No. No.
Bah, humbug. Oh, okay. That was already paper, I guess.
Genius. The roller and the pen worked just as I planned. But what did it say?
It said...
It was some kind of coded message. It read, sub judice. I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well. It means a legal case that is before the courts. Below it was a sequence of letters that made no sense. I suddenly realized there was a connection between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law courts. So, sub judice could in this case mean literally under the law courts, below the conciergerie.
Alright. Do I need to clean up here or anything?
An antique tray with paint spread all over it. Not a lot I could do with that.
Well,
My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been made by my father. I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Cochon had known my father. They really must have been friends. I decided to take the carved elephant. It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
clearly.
I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely going to win it this time.
Alright. Well.
I didn't need to take the leather home. I didn't need to...
Oh, I pressed this. Okay.
This wasn't the time for me to lie on the sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression. Though it is very popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why.
The gays sure like their Marie Antoinettes. What do you have to say, widow? Widow grieving widow?
Did you find anything useful?
This carving, do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
No,
I missed the rings
but I think
there.
it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Imelda, I will do everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there.
1 hour later. Okay.
Conchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to something down here. Something that got him killed. The fence wouldn't move.
How about this one?
This fence wouldn't move either.
What Wizard says, this is a very French game. Well, it does take place in Paris. Ah, hey, this looks familiar.
The cross looked familiar. I'd seen it before. It was embroidered on the lace cloth
Yes.
I'd picked up at Carchon's apartment. I knew I was on the right track.
SDSS DDS. Alright. Let's open this gate.
I tried pushing the fence, but it wouldn't move. A strange pair of locks stopped the latches from releasing the gate.
This is a classic game of moving the rectangular block so the latch can slide all the way across, so releasing the gate to open. Blocks move along their length, some vertically, some horizontally. Alright, to move a block, click on it and drag it horizontally or vertically along the appropriate axis. Alright, so there's some that can only move vertically and some that can only move horizontally. Oh no. Oh, okay. That's all that was.
Yes. One down, one to go.
Alright. Like she said, one down, one to go. The goal is move it across. Just like last time. If I remember correctly, this one is a little bit harder. That. Oh boy. need to move. No. Okay. All right. This often screws me up. Okay. No, that can't be right. Alright, so clearly I need this. This means to be able to move all the way down, which means to move these things out of the way. down, and then... Alright.
Nothing like a good convent education for honing your lockpicking skills.
On the other hand, that's a very it was a very strange lock. Alright. Going in, folks.
For a room full of junk, that was one very sophisticated lock system. This place was definitely fishy.
Sophisticated.
In more ways than one.
It is a lock system that depends on you solving a puzzle. And you can open it without knowing any kind of passcode. All you need is good spatial reasoning. And a little bit of time.
Oops.
Uh-oh!
Moving the skiff would only damage it more. I really didn't want to pull the fence back up and risk trapping myself in this place. Moving the skiff would...
Alright. What's this? What's this? What's this?
An old shell case.
Ah.
I wondered what that was doing there.
I don't know.
No handle, nothing obvious. But there had to be a way to open it. No handle. The words sinister and Dexter were carved on either side. Now any good convent girl like me knows the old Roman for left, right, right. But what did it mean here?
Alright. So, I have a feeling it has to do with this.
Rolling out the painted cylinder, it read
SD.
Sub Judice. Below it was a sequence of letters. S, D, S, S, D, S, S.
S, D, S, S, D, S, S.
Mystery solved. Carchon's stone cylinder slotted into the hole with a satisfying click.
Alright, S, D, S, S, D, S, S. S.
A satisfying click.
D.
Another click. Another step closer.
S. S. D. S, S, right? Yep. Aha!
I love the sound of locks clicking open.
Alright. We're going to go in here now. Can I take this?
I removed the stone cylinder.
Okay. There is a cross. Oh no.
Oh my god! The slab came down with a hell of a force. With nothing to hold it up, the cross dropped back down again. If I was going to get a closer look at the panel, I'd have to find a way of keeping the cross up.
Alright, so let's lift it up.
Lifting the cross closed the entrance door and also opened some kind of stone panel. Ingenious.
What wizard says, "Oh no, you are trapped"? Only if I hold this cross up. So I need to wedge something in there to get it to stay open. How about this elephant? No. Don't use the elephant, use the shell casing. There we go.
The stone cross was propped up. Now I was getting somewhere.
Alright, what is this small panel?
I touched the slot. Nothing bad happened, which was good. I've always been attached to my fingers. This slot was designed for something specific. But what?
Is it this thing again?
The artifact slotted into the hole perfectly.
Of course it's slotted.
Behind the old walls, I could hear some kind of mechanism groaning into life, but whatever had been triggered had now jammed.
Hmm.
The gap was too thin for me to get a grip. I needed something thin enough to prise the door open.
So, when I played this last week, I was like, something thin enough. Maybe this paper, maybe this hair clip. And the game was like...
I was going to need something a lot stronger than a hair clip to free the door.
Fair enough. So then I was like, maybe this, what did I say? This key. And then she was like, I can't do that. So I realized...
I removed the shell case. The cross didn't drop back down. Some kind of mechanism was holding it up.
I realized that maybe I could use the shell case. So I tried to use the shell case.
The gap was too narrow. I needed something flatter to work into it.
So then I was like, something flatter? But the shell case is the only thing strong enough. So then I thought, well, maybe I need to flatten the shell case. And what better way to flatten the shell case than to put it here. And to lift this thing. Or actually... Right, so now it is crushed. I can get it.
The stone slab had flattened one end of the shell case.
So now I have a flattened shell case. Use a shell case to prop this open. Put my artifact thing in here. And then take my shell case.
I removed the shell case.
And use my flattened shell case to open up this door. Ta-da! Alright.
Another good use for a shell case. Another secret room. Somebody had something to hide. But was it what I was looking for? Wow. Through the darkness, I could see that this was a stateroom. But for what purpose? And how did it tie in with Carchon?
Alright. So, this is one of those LucasArts style Maniac Mansion puzzles where I need to find the flashing thing, the hotspot, and turn on the light.
Amazing.
Which is this.
The thing still worked. The room lit up bright as day. The flags had faded, but their message was still pretty clear. Fascist regalia, a message of hate.
Aha, we've stumbled into Donald Trump's campaign office. Okay, so... drawer.
Inside the drawer, I found a note written in some kind of code.
A note written in some kind of code, you say? This note has been written using a substitution cipher. This means that a different symbol has been used to represent each letter of the alphabet. To crack the code, you must correctly match all the symbols to the corresponding letters. Highlight a symbol, then highlight the corresponding letter. If you make a mistake, click the Go Back button to step back, or you can reset the whole puzzle by clicking on the Reset button. That'll be fun. But first, let's see what else is here. What Wizard says, ho ho, political commentary.
It was pretty clear from the lack of dust that someone had been working very recently at this desk. Oh my god. The sheet was a printout with my personal information. Everything from my favorite food to my waist size. They were right about chocolate. But come on, guys, I'm a size 10. There was even a picture of me, taken with a telephoto lens. Carchon wouldn't have taken these pictures himself. This was big and organized. I was part of it, and people were getting murdered.
Okay. People were getting murdered.
This was the article I'd written about the costume killer. My suspicions were right. Carchon had cut it out. 2 businessmen had been killed. One in Italy, one in Japan. In each case, the killer had worn a costume, a penguin, and then a snowman. But that wasn't the only link between the 2 murders. Both the victims had been big media do-gooders, and I proved they were just the opposite. So, how did they fit in with Carchon?
What Wizard says, the chocolate comment seems a bit out of place here. A little bit, I would say. Let's take a look at this cup.
The dregs at the bottom of the mug hadn't dried out or gone moldy. It wasn't more than a day old.
Okay, well, let's, I guess we're done here.
My articles.
Right.
One thing was clear. Someone connected to Carchon had been watching me.
What Wizard says, oh no, she's being chased by the Batman villain, the Penguin. Yep. This game is a stealth Batman game. And not a stealth-based Batman game like the Arkham games, but a game that is a Batman game disguised as another adventure game.
Damn, don't you just hate it when that happens?
I guess. Let's take a look inside of here.
A photo, long lost, had fallen down the back of the drawer. It was very old, but there was no mistaking the guy in the foreground. Carchon. Behind him were soldiers, a burning village, and a corpse. The photograph was cropped on the right-hand side. Somebody else in the picture obviously didn't want to be in it anymore. I wasn't surprised. This was Africa in the 60s. An uprising was being brutally suppressed. And here was Mr. Media himself, Carchon, doing the suppressing. The photograph was not just powerful evidence. It was also my ticket to one explosive story.
Well, Carchon seems like he wasn't a very good dude.
The drawer had come out easily enough, but wouldn't fit back into place.
I guess now I have to crack this code. Let's take a look. I think it's this. Yeah. Alright, so basically what this is that each letter corresponds to an English letter. So we just gotta kind of find the English letter. And that will be that. So usually, I think last time I just kind of started with the shortest words and went from there. So So here we have a 2-letter word. It could be something like as or an or to or something of that sort. By. So let's try. So then, find the letter. Oh wait, I can just click on it. No, I can't. Here we go. And then I'm going to try 2. And then that would mean this is an O. So let's find that. O. Alright. We have 2 2s. Alright, what other short words do we have? All of the completed words here make sense. We have 2, we have 2, and we have 2. Here's another 2-letter word. An is at. By. Let's try in. Why not? So that means that this would be an I, and then the sickle-looking thing would be an N. In. All the completed words make sense. Thin. I guess this could be thin. Thin. Each. Thin. Do all the words still make sense? They do. This is probably that. That. Do all the words still make sense? Thin into... Oh, that's probably weight. Okay. So that again. And let's wait. Wait. That. Who. Off. Thin. To. Cut, but not. Hot. Probably hot, because N is already taken up. So let's take this, make it H, and see what... Oh no! H is already taken. Maybe I got one of the letters wrong. Thin could also be this. So sickle and S. Sickle and S. There we go. This. And then... Where's that word that I wanted to make not? Oh, there it is. So then this thing becomes N. And what do we have? Not. That. In. It. To. This is probably and. So this little U with the tail is a D. And... Dead. So this is an E. Still looks all good. Both. So that's a B. As coincidence. Coincidence. Of. Or on. No, of. N is already taken. Of... F isn't taken, is it? No, it's not. Of... But. There we go. Follow. It's that backwards E looking thing. It's an L. Full follow. This, okay. Well, whatever that is. Full E report. Full report. Ah, Pierre, full report to follow. But this is too urgent. It's like that A thing. Urgent to wait. Arno and someone, both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems... Seems that all of us who came together in... what letters do I have left? July? July. No. I want this. July. Are in danger. Take. Oh no. My S's went away. Take great care. Yamada, Arno, and then, What Wizard says, this is a nice interface for this puzzle. I think I'm mostly noticing this after watching the Tex Murphy puzzles for a while. Yeah, I mean, I could see this puzzle being in a Tex Murphy game, but it would probably be a lot less intuitive. Okay. So, I did not know what this last letter was when I played this last, but it turns out that it is X. And I had to try all the letters, but I won't do that, because I would be wasting your time.
I had decrypted the note. It read, here. Full report to follow. But this is too urgent to wait. Arno and Yamada both dead. This is not a coincidence. Indeed, it seems that all of us who came together in July are in danger. Take great care. X. I wasn't the only one to make the connection between the costume killer murders. I'd been right all along. That was why he had asked to meet me. But what did I know that he didn't? I had enough for a story. An amazing story that was going to make my reputation and blow Conscience to pieces. I needed to get home fast and start typing.
That evening,
Bonsoir, Collard.
Nico, it's Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie, you cracked open the champagne yet?
Are you crazy?
What's wrong? Wait a minute. You didn't print it, did you?
Of course I didn't print.
That's the best piece I've written.
The last, as far as I'm concerned.
It's
What?
important.
It's suicidal. You can't destroy a national hero.
He deserved it.
His corpse isn't even cold.
Ronnie, 2 hours ago I told you what I'd found. You loved it. You begged me to write it up immediately.
2 hours is a long time in newspapers, Nico.
Someone's got to you, haven't they?
Listen up, Nicole, and listen good. Pierre Carchon had a lot of friends. Powerful friends. For your own sake.
Forget what happened.
You got it. End of conversation. Good night.
This should have been my big break, but I knew there was nowhere else to sell this story. If Ronnie wouldn't print it, nobody would.
I can post it on the internet. What Wizard says, I'm gonna blow Karshard to pieces.
Bonsoir, Collard.
Mademoiselle Collard, my name is Plantard. I need to talk to you
Plantard,
about your story.
Collard,
Your Pierre
Carchard.
Carchon story.
How did you know about that?
There are people out there, madame, who will be very upset by this story.
Oh, really? Well, it's their lucky day. It's been spiked.
Yes, I know. We must meet.
We must?
I have information relating to your costume killer stories. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Café de la Chandelle Verte, Rue Alain Court. I shall be wearing a grey overcoat. You must talk to no one about this.
You can't tell me what to...
Tomorrow at 8. I'll be waiting.
People complain about newspaper articles all the time, but not usually before they're printed. I was beginning to feel scared. This guy, Plantard, could I trust him? Should I meet him or forget the whole business? I didn't have an answer.
The next morning...
I'd only been in Paris for a week, but already I'd fallen in love with the city. My latest discovery was a little cafe, La Chandelle Verte. I was pretty sure the waitress was taking a shine to me. That old Stobart charm, I guess. Little did I know my reverie was about to be so rudely interrupted.
He popped that balloon, and there was a clown right in front of him. That clown, if he's anything like that mime from earlier, is gonna blow up the cafe.
As I picked myself up, I was really angry. 1 minute I'm on vacation, the next minute some clown's blown me up. I knew right away what I was gonna do. I was gonna find that clown and bring him to justice. Because justice matters. Justice is up there with liberty, and equality, and, fraternity. After all, that's why I'd studied law, wasn't it? Well, that, and money, of course.
What Wizard says, this is looking more and more like a Batman story. Indeed. Well, we better check out the cafe. Oh no. This old man is dead.
The dead guy's staring eyes turned my knees to jelly. I tried not to meet his stare as I searched the dead man's pockets. No wallet, no papers, no credit cards. The guy's past was a blank page.
I see that you and the heroine have a few things in common, which is that you like to immediately start touching dead bodies after people die. Let's talk to this woman.
Oh, my head. Never again. How much vodka did I drink? Oh, no, don't tell me. What is your name, Shelley?
George Stobart, ma'am. You look like you could use a little help.
I could use a little drink. I feel sick, dizzy, and bruised. I don't even remember the party.
Just relax and take it easy. You've been knocked out.
You don't say. What happened?
There's been an explosion. You should try not to move.
Are you a doctor?
You know what? I'm gonna have to just always go with the evil choice. So that's who I am.
Yes, I am. I studied under Dr. Benton.
Who is he?
Only one of the most brilliant medical minds on this planet. He taught me everything I know about medicine. Can you remember anything at all?
No. I need a drink. Pour me a brandy.
Sure, I will pour you a brandy.
Is that straight or with ice?
Just give me the bottle with a teat on it.
I guess a little drop won't hurt.
What Wizard says, as I stole all the money from this dead man, I felt a little bad.
That's better.
She knocked back the brandy as if it was water. I was glad I wasn't picking up the check.
Oh no! She passed out.
Hey, wake up! She didn't respond. If I wanted another cappuccino, I'd have to serve myself.
Shoot. Well, guess I buried my lead there. Haha. Alright, let's get out of here. What's this about here?
The leading article referred to the visit of a Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Unpronounceable?
The big story was about the brutal murder of a French media magnate, shot down in cold blood.
The guy oozed confidence, like a regular French statesman.
I have a feeling that this section of the game was not in the director's cut. Or, yeah, I have a feeling this part of the game was in the non-director's cut because the audio recording quality is much lower. And I'm guessing that the parts with more modern sounding audio recording quality are probably the parts unique to the director's cut.
The column was devoted exclusively to rumor, gossip, and sensationalism. I noticed the writing at the foot of the page. It read, Salah Eddin, 1345. I noticed the writing. It read...
Alright. Long overdue vacation Paris. This is the life, sitting in cafes, drinking coffee. Whoa, the cafe just exploded. Exploded! A clown left a bomb in an accordion. Killed a guy, and nearly killed me. I'll bring the clown to justice once I get some hearing back in my ears. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Alright, well, I guess I just need to remember that. Alright. Let's see what's over here.
Please, hold it, right there.
Oh, don't shoot. I'm innocent. I'm an American.
Can't make up your mind, huh?
I demand to see the American consul.
Drop your weapons and get down on the ground.
Put that thing away, Sergeant Moo. I apologize, monsieur,
Sergeant
but I cannot
Moo.
permit you to leave.
Am I under arrest?
Ah, no, I would simply like to ask you some questions. En avant, to the café, marche. What a mess. This bombing is an outrage, is it not?
Stop that, monsieur.
Has it occurred to you that he may be dead, Moo?
Oui, monsieur. But I prefer to look on the bright side. Besides, I recall a case where the killer escaped by feigning death. However, in this case, the man is quite dead.
Examine the girl and take her statement, if you can.
Well, I gave her booze and she got passed out.
Et maintenant, to business. Your name, please?
George Stobart. I'm from California.
And what brings you to Paris, Monsieur Stobart?
Travel. I'm touring Europe.
You chose well. The city is most beautiful at this time of year, no?
Yeah, I guess so, apart from the bomb blasts.
Were you in the vicinity of the cafe at the time of the explosion?
Yeah, I was sitting out on the sidewalk. I was lucky I wasn't killed. The inspector passed over my remark with no reaction.
Did you see the deceased enter the cafe?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Was he alone?
Yeah.
And did he say anything to you?
No. He was more interested in the waitress.
Did you see anyone else in the cafe?
I saw a clown.
Yeah, there was a guy dressed as a clown. He was carrying an accordion.
An accordion? Bon. The picture is forming in my mind, and it is not a pretty one. Is the girl all right, Moo?
She'll live if she survives the hangover. She says the American claimed to be a doctor. He forced her to drink the brandy.
I can explain everything.
Can you, monsieur?
Almost everything.
She doesn't remember seeing a clown, monsieur.
That's odd, don't you think, monsieur? Who am I to be?
How are you able to talk to her since she's passed out?
Eh bien, I have heard enough.
What do you mean?
I am satisfied that you know nothing. You may leave. Enjoy your vacation, Dr. Stobart.
What about my personal safety? Can't you at least give me some advice?
What can I say? Stay alert and look out for suspicious characters.
Like clowns.
And don't cross the road until the little man shows green.
Great advice.
I honestly believe you are in no danger, monsieur.
Clearly, they were
Should
targeting
you remember
me.
anything of importance, please contact me. My card.
Thanks.
That is all. You may go.
There's not much to go on, monsieur.
On the surface, no. But what lurks inside the subconscious? If the door can only be opened.
Are you serious, monsieur? I thought your interest in psychic detection was purely academic.
Ah, academic psychics. Oh hey, it's Nico. What's up, Nico? Do I know you?
Excuse me, mademoiselle? Hi. My name's George Stobart.
Oh, an American by the sound of it.
Yep, that's right. On vacation in Paris. Some vacation, huh?
You were here when the bomb went off?
Sure was. Sat right out in front of the cafe.
Did you notice a middle-aged man, maybe 60, with a hat and overcoat?
I couldn't believe it. She hadn't even asked how I was feeling. Yeah, he went inside just before the bomb exploded. You weren't related to him, were you?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I'm Nicole Collard from La Liberté.
What is that, some kind of nightclub?
Oh, no, it's a newspaper.
You're a reporter?
I'm a freelance photojournalist.
Say, you could interview me about the bombing. An eyewitness account, minutes after the outrage that shook the whole of Paris. You know, real-life drama, human interest, that kind of stuff.
I'll just stick to the facts, thank you. Did you see who planted the bomb?
I know it sounds crazy, but he was dressed like a clown.
A clown? It's him again.
What Wizard says? I'm innocent. I'm an American. Can't make up your mind, huh? Yak, 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 yak. And then What Wizard says, oh man, Sergeant Psychoanalyston. Yep. There's this clown.
Have you met the clown before?
It's a long story.
I have plenty of time.
I don't.
Oh. How about this guy?
Who was the guy you were supposed to meet?
His name was Plantard. I didn't know him, but he called me last night. He said he had a story which would interest me. He asked me to meet him at the cafe. I guess I'll never know what he wanted to tell me.
Well, not unless you have Rosso's gift for psychic interrogation.
Tell me more about this guy.
How did Plantard get your name?
Through the newspaper, La Liberté. I'd written an article linking two unsolved murders, one in Italy, the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantard said he could supply me with more information. Somehow the clown must have known about our appointment.
Those clowns.
Do you know a police officer called Rosso?
Rosso? Our paths have a knack of crossing. If I didn't know better, I'd say it was deliberate. Have you seen Rosso? Is he here?
He's inside, attempting to question a witness with his psychic powers.
That guy is weird.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Why won't you tell me about the clown?
Why do you want to get involved?
Because he almost killed me. Isn't that reason enough?
I guess so. Listen, I'll give you my phone number. You help me with my story, and I'll let you in
like
on
the
what
grin
I
on
know.
his face.
And let's get one thing straight right now. This is strictly business.
Okay, it's a deal.
I have to go develop these pictures. I'll be on phone with you.
Fine. I'll see you soon.
Goodbye, Nico. Alright, well, I think I have played about as much as I am going to play today. So I will save this game. But yeah, that is about as far as I got last time, but hopefully this time the recording works. And I will see you, I think I won't be playing again until Monday. But I will be back on Monday to play some more Broken Sword, Shadows of the Templar, Director's Cut. So I will see you then. Goodbye.